Hi yogis, Sadie here. I'm in my kitchen in Brooklyn and there are my cats. You'll see them. They love to practice with me. I just got really excited about showing you how to back bend safely. Doesn't sound that sexy, but we need to know this in order to not kill our low back spines and our mid back spines and our hip joints and our sacrums and everything else when we're doing these poses that could be beautiful, but usually involve a lot of pain. So let's axe that right now and get back to the business of being holistic and strong and core-centered, expressive, and totally awesome. All right, but you have to know 5 things to do, 5 steps to super safe, yummy, amazing back bends. And we're going to do it here in camel pose so you can see this happen firsthand. Now, if you ever see me move in yoga, you know I don't have a big low back curve. It's pretty straight up and down. So I have to be really careful when I do these poses. That's Pearl walking by right there. All right, so step number 1, wherever you are in any pose, and we're moving into back bends today, but really any pose, is to ground your foundation down. So foundation grounds down, Pearl. Foundation grounds way down. That means whatever's on the ground, press it down to the earth, and don't stop pressing it or you'll collapse, and you'll collapse in your low back spine too. So press that foundation way down. In this case means that we're going to press into the feet and the knees and make sure that we're lifted up. Second thing, from that pressing down to the earth, is to draw the front top of your hip bones, the as-is we call it. So when you're like super attitude, you basically have your hands right there. The bones you can feel, that's the top front of your pelvis. Draw the top front of your pelvis into the body and upward as if to touch the inside of your rib cage. So we're not just shoving back into that low back curve, we're taking the front of the hips in and up, and that will naturally tuck the tailbone down. So with that nice long tailbone starting to also lengthen the lower back, that's great. That's the beginning of our activation of the iliopsoas complex, the muscles that run from the inner upper thighs over the hips, and then the psoas continues up the spine. So step 3 is to take the front of your low back spine, think about it, into the body and up as if to touch the back of the rib cage, or just drawing that front spine in and up the rest of the spine. That really engages the psoas muscle. It's going to move up the sides of your low back spine, draw it in and up, and help that low back stay healthily curved but not over curving. If you over curve like this, it pushes the belly forward, and what you want is a nice spine drawn in and up from the front as well as the back, moving in and up. All right, so 4, draw your rib cage into the body a little bit more and up as if straight up through the crown of the head. So when we do back bends, it's so easy to jut the spine forward, and I call that going to thoracic park. So you jut it forward and you shear a lot of pressure into that low back spine, mid back spine. Exactly what you don't want. So instead of going to thoracic park, we're going to come home and do not a front jut, but a back bend, which is back that way. So to do that, we've got step 1, ground way down. Step 2, front of the pelvis, top of the pelvis draws in and up. The front of your low back spine in and up. The front of your rib cage in and up. And the last thing, as if you have a hand back here behind your neck and the bottom of your skull. You're going to not throw the head back or press it forward as we sometimes do in up dogs or full wheel, whatever we're doing. We're going to press that skull back and up as well. And now what you're creating is a back bend that's moving from the earth through the root of the pelvis, up the spine, center of the body, center of the chest and rib cage, center of the neck and throat, and out through the crown of the head, instead of anything coming off the line of your back bend. The back bend is a beautiful curve that happens from the core body, the inner body, not this kind of MC Hammer dancing thing. All right, so we're going to press down, and guess what? That becomes a wave. If you press down, roll in and up, roll in and up, roll in and up, take the skull back, you'll notice that moving into yourself and back into yourself and back can really help you find these poses much better than jutting forward. Then open the shoulder blades back behind you naturally. And maybe take the pelvis forward a little bit, but continue that in and up, out through the crown of the head position. And you'll notice you're getting a much more delicious back bend at this point than you would be if you were jutting forward, just hurting your spine. And on the exhale, make sure to crawl up, really draw that front pelvis in and up, and contain yourself so it's, again, not going into the lower back. So we can do the same thing here if we come onto the earth, preparing for an up dog. Instead of jutting the ribs forward like this, and the head's forward or thrown back or something strange, same thing, round the hands and feet down, knees will lift. As you press the hands down, the front of the pelvis in, the front of the spine, the front ribs in and up, and take that long skull back and straight up from the center of the body, out the crown of the head. Much more yummy, much less, and should be no low back pain. A little talking to you is okay, because it's redoing a curve, a natural curve hopefully, that we sometimes take out by sitting in our office chairs all day long, slumping over, working at the computer and stuff. But you shouldn't feel sharp shooting pains or that much discomfort that these poses become something you don't want to do. Last one I'll show you is our full wheel, our elusive full wheel. So you plant the hands and the feet down. Hands are outside the ears, not squished underneath your shoulder blades, so you have no power here through these arms, and all of the weight and pressure is going right out of your elbow joint. Make more like a chaturanga arm here. So the forearms are straight up and down, elbows over the wrist. And squeeze those elbows in a bit over the wrist line. And as you press down, we're going to come right up, just pressing the feet down, lifting the pelvis, and as you press into the hands right away, instead of jutting the ribs and pelvis straight up, as you press the hands, pull the top of your pelvis down, pull the front of your spine and pull the ribs in and out through the long neck and crown of the head. Keep a little downward movement to your pose, even as you stretch the arms and legs a little bit straighter. And you'll notice you'll have a nice ability to come into this pose as well without a ton of lower back compression. Otherwise, you're pressing that rib cage straight up to the sky and just causing all sorts of non-yumminess in your pose. So, from me to you, yogis, I hope you enjoyed this little kitchen lesson in how to contain ourselves to gain ultimate heart opening and freedom. That's how we roll here at Sadie Nardini Central. So enjoy your day or evening and open that heart from the center. It's so fun to do. Namaste. Oh my God. Did you see that?